Hi, I'm Casey, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I especially don't know what I'm doing today because this whole setup is very different. As you can see, I am in essentially our office area. This is my beautiful, wonderful spouse's setup with their mini painting stuff and all of that, and then you can see my absolute mess back there, so I guess pretend that doesn't exist. Today we're going to do something a little different. I thought it would be really funny to react to a book haul and see if I read any of the books that I hauled last year, because I think the answer is very minimal. Doing this in part because I just got a whole bunch of books in the mail that I'm super excited about, and I was going to film a haul, and I thought it would be very funny to see if my previous one had any success rate, so let's do that. Okay, let's do this. Hi, I'm Casey, and I don't know what I'm doing. Today I am going to... I'm so fucking awkward. Do a spring book haul. These are all the books I bought since my winter book haul that I did. I have the books that I bought before beginning of May, and then books that I bought at the beginning of May, and I absolutely went ham, and there's more in the May pile than anything else, because it was my birthday, and so I went absolutely hog wild at too many places. So we're going to start with the books that I purchased before the beginning of May. First one I have here is City of Brass by... Nope. Didn't read that. S.A. Chakraborty. This one I'm pretty sure is a gender-bent retell... Is there a way to speed this bitch up? I don't want to listen to her. Nope, okay. Oh. We're just going to skip around a bit. And so we're going to read this together sometime, and I'm very excited. The next one I have is the 1619... Nope, haven't read that. Still mean to every month. Never start it. Project. So it's created by Nicole Hannah-Jones. I know there are many authors, and you're going to probably watch the movie, of chattel slavery in this country and the long-standing impact it has had on the Black community and all of these kinds of things. This is another one that my husband and I are going to read together, and I'm very excited about. The next one I have is... So we're 2 for 2 so far. I think that's just how this entire thing is going to go. I think it's very much going to be... I didn't read any of these books. The Ritual by Adam Neville. Shit! I did read this one. I hated this one. I hated this one. This was one of the worst books I read last year. Oh, this poor naive child. This one I purchased because, I can't remember where, but the movie was recommended to me, and I think my husband and I will probably watch the movie, and then I'll read this book, but, I don't... Nope, you did that the other way around. I don't know too much other than that, except it's been on my radar for a while, and it was a good excuse to pick it up. The next one I have is What Happened to You? Conversations on Trauma, Nope, haven't read that. Resilience and Healing by Bruce D. Perry and Oprah Winfrey. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a really ridiculous person, and my therapist mentioned this once, and I went out and bought it that same day. Next one I have is Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King and Richard... Haven't read that. 1 out of 5 so far. That's, not very good, is it? No. Chismark. I love Stephen King. I'm really excited to get to this one, and I believe that there's a series of these novellas. I think the last one might be a full novel, and this is the first one. I'm excited to get to it. Next one I have is The Haunting of Tramcar 015 by P. Jelly... Nope, haven't read that. Keep meaning to. Still haven't. Clark. I've read Ring Shout from this author. My husband was interested in some stories, some fantasy stories in particular, featuring Jinn, and I knew that this series focused on that, so we picked it up from the store. The next one I have is The Rue. Yay! Okay. I read this one. I loved this one. This was amazing. Okay, so what are we at now? 6? 2? I don't know. I've read 2 out of these, one of which I hated and one of which I loved, so at least there's that. By Alan Baxter. This is a horror novel centered around I believe, a murderous kangaroo. I don't know. I saw the cover on Goodreads. Yep, it's a murderous laser-shooting kangaroo. And I thought it was ridiculous, and it came in stock on Thrift Books, so I bought it. Next one I have is Madhouse at the End of the Earth by Julian Sankton. I actually do have plans to read this one, though, in May. Is it May? I think so. Whatever month the buzzword reading is emotion. That's when I'm going to read this one. I actually got this one at Barnes & Noble. This was a blind date with a book, and it talked about being nonfiction, a little graphic, a little horror, very frightening, and I was sold, so I'm really looking forward to getting around to this one, and I really hope it kind of lives up to everything that the paper covering promised. The next book I have is The Death of Jane Lawrence. Oh shit, okay, I did read this one. I just read this one in January, so yay, I'm 3 for 9, maybe? I've not been keeping very good track. It's by Caitlin Starling. I read The Luminous Dead by Caitlin Starling a couple years back, and I really enjoyed it, and I was able to find a used copy of a very new release of There's a reason it was there used. It's not very good. Hers. And I was really excited, so I grabbed it. The next one I have is Fire of the Dark Triad by Asa. Nope, another one that I just keep meaning to pick up, and I had every intention of picking up last year, several months in a row, and just did not get around to it. And oh dear. Seminovich. This one looks really fun, and I'm really excited. Okay, the last one I have in this pile is A Broken Darkness by Premi Muhammad. Nope. Have not read that. I read The Annual Migration of Clouds, which is a novella by this author very recently. And I think this is Lovecraftian. Yeah, this is kind of Lovecraftian horror. Fun fact, this is actually the second book in a series, and I didn't realize that at the time that I picked it up. I didn't realize it for several months. I actually just realized it like 2 weeks ago. And I historically don't really love Lovecraftian stuff until I read The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Laval last year, and so I'm looking for more things in that sort of Lovecraftian realm. So I'm hoping that this will, be another thing I can add to the very small pile of Lovecraftian horror that I love. Okay, so moving on to books that I purchased. I just want to say really quickly, I don't know what I was doing today, or not today, but this day, with my eyeliner, because the actual eyeliner itself is fine, but I can see that I put a dot above each eye, and I think I was just having a good time that day, and in hindsight, that was a choice I probably wouldn't make again. Just for my birthday. This pile is really ridiculous and really large. I went a little ham. Don't use that phrase anymore. You're going to learn very soon about the ham fat man and the racist origins of that. I feel like I should apologize, but I probably shouldn't. So we're just going to start diving in. We have The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Nope, haven't read that. Keep getting my audiobook hold on Libby for it, because I think it's the only way I'm going to read it, because I heard the audiobook was really good, and still haven't done it. Obviously, The Exorcist is a classic American horror film, and it was I believe it was based on the novel. I don't think it was the other way around. And I believe this is also just a classic horror novel, so I'm really excited to get around to this. Next one I have is Shadowland by Peter Straub. I haven't read much from Peter Straub. I have one of his works over here. I'm familiar with him through the collaboration he did with Stephen King for The Talisman and Black House. The Talisman is one of my all-time favorite Stephen King books. And I really have wanted to get around to reading some Peter Straub Well, you haven't. You haven't, gal. On his own, and I really couldn't resist for $3. Okay, the next one I have is one that I'm extremely excited about. Oh god, that doesn't bode well. I'm extremely excited about it. I probably haven't read it. I may have even unhauled it. Let's see. And it is Memories Legion by James S.A. Corey. Okay, I've not unhauled it. I do still have it, and just like everything else in The Expanse, I intend on getting back into the series at some point. I finished up my rereads last year, and then just got busy and stopped prioritizing it. So no, I've not gotten to this one. This is the Complete Expanse short story collection. I have been really bitter for a number of years that these have only been available on Kindle, because I do not read on an e-reader. My husband has one, and I've been contemplating reading the stories off of that in the last few months, especially as I'm going through the series again. And I was so excited when I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and I waited until it was my birthday so I could finally feel like I had an excuse to pick this up, and I cannot wait to get around to this one. The next one I have is The Vegetarian by Han Kang. Okay, we're finally back into one I read. I read this one. I loved this one. This one was so great and creepy and weird. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yay. I know very little about this one. I have seen it everywhere. I've seen several people talk about this and talk about how creepy and unsettling it is. This is a Korean author, and I've really enjoyed a bunch of Korean horror and fiction that I have read before. And I think this is more of like literary fiction with like some horror elements, but I really am anticipating. I do also want to say that both past me and current me have the same issues with our undercut being so fucking long that I'm starting to get this wispy thing in the mornings. Getting around to this one, and I might bump this one up really high on the list and get to it in the next month or two because it's just a really pretty cover. Next one I have is Friday Black by Nana Kwame Aje Brenya. This is a short story collection. I had seen this on the I intended to read this in the fall because I feel like the cover just screams autumnal vibes, and I didn't. I'm very embarrassed about it. Thank you, past me. The Howl Society Discord. They read this one, I think, last month or the month before that, and so I know that it's got some horror in here, and I've been really loving reading some short stories lately, and I was very excited to have another one added to the collection. The next one I have is Senselessness by Horatio. Did read this one. Did not realize this is when I bought this. I thought this had been on my shelves longer. Yes, yay. Another one that I read and enjoyed. Castellanos Moya. This is another short story collection. I believe this was originally published in... It is not a short story collection in the slightest. It is bizarre and weird, and you're going to really enjoy yourself. Spanish, and it has been translated into English. This was one I just saw at our local bookstore when I was running around, and honestly the cover really grabbed me, and again, short story collections have just kind of been doing it for me lately. I like to read short stories while I'm reading. Stop talking about short stories, bitch. It's not a short story collection. You're a dumbass. Larger novels just to help break it up a little bit and give me a little bit of pause from it, and I am... While I'm not running short on short story collections, it is nice to have, some smaller ones around as well. The next one I have is Body Shocks. Extreme Tales of Body... I haven't read this either. Oh, shit. I swear to God, everything's like, oh yeah, I totally meant to. And then I just don't. Body Horror. This is an anthology series of body horror. Honestly, the cover's just really in here. It's an author I love Anne Rice. Really excited to read one of her stories in here. The next one I have is The Vines by Christopher Rice. I honestly just bought this because I used to really love Anne Rice, and I read one Christopher Rice book when I was like 13 or so, and I remember really... This is absolutely embarrassing to sit here and look at these books and be like, wow, I thought they'd been on my shelves so much longer than this. And no, they've just been around since the spring of last year, and I have only read a few of them. Really enjoying it, but I haven't read from him since, and so I picked this up. Primarily because it was used, but I thought it was a good excuse to pick up one of his books. The next one I have is The Strain by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan. My husband and I... Nope. I have actually considered donating this to the library or putting it in a free little library. In fact, I fully regret buying this book. I read one of their novels, The Hollow Ones or something like that, a while back, and I absolutely hated it, and I thought it was written poorly, and I do not know why I committed to buying another one of their books. I think just because it was on sale. Not on sale, it was used. It was really cheap, and we did enjoy the first 3 or 4 episodes of the show, however long we watched it, but I that one might not ever be read. Watched the first, and we both really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed it. So, unfortunately, this one doesn't disappoint. How long did I talk about that? Next one I have is The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. I swear to God, someday I plan on rereading The Vampire Chronicles. But no, haven't done it yet. I have several Anne Rice books from when I was a kid. This is unfortunately one of the ones... I just say, by the way, that when I say things about like, oh yeah, I was reading Anne Rice novels when I was a kid, I'm not fucking joking. It's just, I hear myself say these things sometimes, and I'm like, I really should not have been reading Anne Rice in like the 4th grade. Whose decision was that? Who let me do that? Ones that I don't think I ever picked up. And so I found a used copy at the store, and hopefully I can get around to it sometime soon. Hopefully. The next one I have is The Dark Half by Stephen King. If I can, pick up a used hardback Stephen King that I don't already own, I'm going to do it. And I don't have this one. I don't really know what this one's about. I was just 95% positive I didn't already own this. And looking around really quickly, I was correct. Next one I have is The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. Nope. I read Slade House by David Mitchell. This is another one I actually have every intention of getting to sometime this year. Because I feel like it lines up with a buzzword reading prompt, but oh my god, I think I've read 4 of these. How many of these books are there? There's like 30 in here, right? This is offensive. This is silly. I don't read anything I buy. What is wrong with me? Last year, I think? I don't know. Last year was a blur. And that's kind of a companion piece to this one. And once I learned that, I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to have to pick this up sometime. And I did, this time. Okay, continuing on, we have Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. No, still haven't gotten around to that. Picked it up. Sorry. There was some Slack noises popping up. Yeah, I picked it up and I fully intended to read it, and then read 1 chapter and then got busy with a bunch of other stuff, so I put it back on my desk. Still haven't read this. Listening to the audiobook for this one last year, and I made it just because the fastest physical book. Another anthology and short story collection. I have New Sons, original speculative fiction by people of color, edited by Nisi Shaw. This is another one. Why? I don't know why. Last year I started a habit of collecting anthologies because they're beautiful and I want to read them all, and then I read none of them. I didn't read a single anthology that I picked up last year. Oh god, I'm a mess. As an introduction by LeVar Burton, which is about as home with me. Next one I have is Along the Saltwise Sea by A. Deborah Baker. This is a companion piece for middle game. No. If I'm a dumbass... There's a Zoom pop-up, I'm so sorry. If I'm a dumbass in this video and start talking about how I'm going to be rereading Middle Game soon, I want to go back in time and slap myself. I know that this is the second one. The first one is Over the Woodward Wall, and we don't technically have Over the Woodward Wall, but we will probably end up purchasing it soon. Reread on Middle Game. The next one I have... I skipped ahead right as I was talking about it. Damn it. I didn't do that either. Is Playlist for the Apocalypse. Did read this. Poems. Okay. I think we're up to 4 or 5 that I've read out of this now. I did read these poems, and I thought they were fabulous. I love them so much. By Rita Dove. This one just has an incredible title. It was one of the major reasons I picked it up. And my husband found this in the bookstore. Add this to my growing poetry collection. The next one is Remina by Junji Ito. Did I read this one? Yes, I did. I did read this one. I had to think about it. I read 2 Junji Itos last year. I read this and Censor. Yes, okay, another one. I really love Junji Ito's work. I just finished up Censor earlier today. Oh. And I really just wanted to have another one in the wings for me to keep working towards, because I use his mangas as a goalpost, or as a reward when reaching a goalpost. The next one I have is Finna by Nino Cheaper. Oh shit, okay, another one. We had 3 in a row. Hot damn, look at me, on a roll, call me butter. I just finished this. I hit the microphone. I just finished this last month, and I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. This is one that I'm pretty sure this is set in an IKEA-esque furniture store. It's I think it's portal horror. So like these 2 people just get lost in there and keep traveling through portals. I don't know. I don't recall immediately. This is one that's been on my radar for a really long time. I also just want to say my glasses are filthy in this video. I've looked for it locally for about 2 years now, I think, or at least a year and a half, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I ordered it online because I really wanted it, and it was my birthday, and I deserved it. The next one I have is The Murders of Molly South.
Okay. 4 in a row. 4 in a row. Who is she? I don't know. Okay, another one. Loved it. Thought it was great. Excited to get to the sequel sometime. Also, by the way, there have only been 2 of these that I've actually read that I didn't enjoy. So I think, hold on, I'm doing math. So, 1, 2, 5. So yeah, I think I've hit 7 out of this pile that I've read so far. And only two of which that I didn't enjoy, so I think I'm doing pretty damn good for myself.
Southbourne by Today Thompson. This one has a really fun premise. Basically, Molly Southbourne, for as long as she can remember, anytime she bleeds, her blood creates a new Molly, and that could be really been what is an author.
Skipping ahead, I didn't read that one. I saw it.
So finally have my hands on something. The next one I have is From the Neck Up and Other Stories by Leah Whiteley.
No.
Leah Whiteley is an author I love. This cover leads me to believe that at least one of these stories in here is going to, I don't know, but I'm really excited.
Skipping ahead.
It's another one from my short story collection. And yeah. Okay, and then these last 3 are the 3 I was the most...
Oh, they're the 3 I was the most excited about. Let's see how many of them I actually read, because I think the answer is none.
Excited about buying for my birthday, and some of the ones that I went into book shopping with, I'm getting these books. It does not matter what, and it doesn't matter how.
So
we have Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder.
Yes. Okay. Another one to the I read it pile. Thank fucking Christ.
This one is
another one I loved.
So weird and so strange, and I see so many people who pick this up on YouTube and then fucking hate it. And that just makes me want to read it more. I feel like this is going to be like the perfect kind of weird for me. I really am so excited. And I also love the name of the title. And if
I had something going on, I think I might.
Okay. Just love the cover as well. I think everything. If I had to pick, I think this is going to be one of the major 5 stars for me this year, which...
It did make it to my top 10. It was definitely 5 stars, and it was definitely one of those books that really solidified for me that I know what I'm about and that I know what I'm interested in reading. By the way, I just realized what one of these books is going to be, and I have not read it yet. Again, it's another one I'm trying to get to this month, but I got a fucking huge library pile to get through first.
Feels like foreshadowing of just like doom and gloom, but we'll see. The next one I have is Blood by Rachel McKibbins. This is a poetry collection.
Didn't read this one either. It's actually over there. The dragon's protecting it on my desk. It's where I keep my poetry. This is one of those books that like, do you ever have, no, I'm not going to start that way. If you had stickers as a kid, did you have like your favorite sticker or like those, if you're as old as I am, those like press-on little rhinestones that would be in like the shapes of moons and stars, and you would have your favorite one and you wouldn't use it because there's like no occasion ever special enough. That's what this book is for me. I keep putting it off because I'm like, no, I have to do something really good first before I let myself read this, and it's gonna make it to where I never fucking read it.
This is one that I don't know, I've just been super excited to get my hands on. I've really wanted to get my hands on it, and so I finally did it, and I'm really excited, and I think that this is probably going to break me and make me cry quite a bit, but I'm very excited to have it. And then the last book I have in all of the piles, this literally came in not even 40 minutes ago.
Yep, I know what this is.
It was a little over 40 minutes ago. It was about an hour ago. Is Mrs. Death by Selena Godden. This has one of the most beautiful covers I
really mean to. I really meant to last year, and it's another one of those that I hold it up as like that there's no occasion special enough. There's no goal I can reach high enough to reward myself with that book. And I need to stop putting books up on like that pedestal, because then it means by the time I get to them, I have such high hopes that they're never going to live up to it. And I also just never get around to reading it. So, yeah.
Ever seen ever later. Mixed media? I could be wrong. It is, oh no, somewhere. Hi, I'm Casey. Hi, I'm Casey. And
okay. I think our total ended up at 6 or 7 out of 30 something books that I have actually read. Yeah, this was, I hope this is enjoyable for you, the viewer, because I feel extremely embarrassed. And that's really fun. I hope that's fun for you to watch. Yeah, so I guess we'll do this next year and see how hideously embarrassed I am. And, maybe maybe I'll just rewatch this one and have it be extremely meta, so we can just sit there and be like, oh, the tally went from 6 to 8. I don't know. I hope this was fun for you to watch. I think I didn't realize this, but I said it here in this other video. I have another book haul. If you want me to react to that, let me know, and I will. I think it's probably going to go about like this. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and maybe I'll actually read some of the books that I spend my money dollars on. Bye. That was really embarrassing.